This campaign that we are waging is a struggle not just against Donald Trump. This struggle is about taking on the most powerful institutions that control the economic and political life of our nation. That's what this campaign is about. Now, not many people talk about it, but I will talk about it. I'll talk about it today, and I'll talk about it all over this country. Because I am talking about the power of Wall Street, where you have 6 financial institutions that have assets equivalent to 54% of the GDP of America. You got that? 6 financial institutions. And that is why, together, we're going to break up these large financial institutions. We're talking about the insurance companies and the drug companies and the military-industrial complex, where year after year we're spending $700 billion on the military. That's too much. We're talking about taking on agribusiness, the prison industrial complex, the fossil fuel industry, and a corrupt campaign finance system that enables billionaires to buy elections. In other words, and this is the important point that I want to make to you today, and I don't know that anybody else is going to make it for you. It's not just about winning an election. Obviously, together, we've got to win the Democratic nomination. Obviously, we have got to defeat Donald Trump. But we have got to do more than that. We have got to transform this country. This is the wealthiest country in the history of the world. We should not have outrageously high levels of poverty, millions of people without health insurance, kids not able to go to college. We should not have a crumbling infrastructure. We should lead the world in transforming our energy system away from fossil fuel. So this campaign is asking you, we're here to ask you, help me win the Democratic nomination. Help me defeat Donald Trump. But I will need you the day after the election, because our job is to take on powerful special interests and to transform this country. Brothers and sisters, we've got an enormous amount of work in front of us. Thank you. All right, we all have to be ready. This is all of our fights. This is the fight for our kids and our grandchildren, fight for women, it's the fight for minority communities, it's the fight for justice. We're going to reclaim America's mantle in the world as being the leader in the fight for justice, domestically and internationally. You are looking at somebody who will not be having kind words for authoritarian leaders all over the world. Will be a government encouraging democracy and human rights all over the world. But brothers and sisters, Trump is about dividing our people up and hoping that he can gain votes by getting people to hate this group or hate that group. Our campaign is entirely different. It's exactly the opposite. It's about bringing our people together. And this is what I believe from the bottom of my heart. And that is, if we stand together as black and white, as Latino, Native American, Asian American, if we stand together as gay and straight, if we stand together as men and women, if we stand together as native-born and immigrant, if we stand together as rural and urban, north, south, east, and west, if we stand together, there is nothing that we can accomplish. Our opponents have endless supplies of money, and I mean endless supplies of money. All right? You know what the insurance companies have and the drug companies in Wall Street. I'm talking about literally unlimited amounts of money. Now they have the money and they got the power. We have something that they don't have and never will have. We have the people. that there is no such thing as red state or blue state. But every state in this country exists where a majority of working families are struggling to create a better life for their kids. And those are the people we represent. So brothers and sisters, let me conclude by saying this. This is a pivotal and unprecedented moment in the history of our country. We could either move to a vibrant democracy where we end voter suppression, where we end billionaires buying elections, or we can move to an authoritarian type government where people of color and poor people will find it increasingly difficult to vote. We can move to an economy where all people have decent jobs, where health care is a right, where we have strong child care, where our kids, regardless of their income, can get a higher education, or we can continue an economy where the rich become much richer, and we have by far the most unequal distribution of wealth and income. That is the choice in front of us. Today, I urge you to stand up and fight with us to create the kind of country that you and I know we can become. Thank you all very much.